morning, folks. Another dreich sort of morning. That's me just arrived in Lossiemouth. Just climbing up the hill here and heading round towards the harbour. It's 27 minutes past 5 in the morning. I was hoping to actually get launched before this, but it's a bit of a peacekeeper. It's pretty foggy here in the coast. So all the same, it'll burn off as the day gets on, I'm sure. And it's absolutely flat calm. Yeah, sorry, I'm just on the hill now. I'm just getting a look down onto the coastline now. So I'm looking forward to my boat patrol. Ice is low, kind. Yeah, we're going in the boat. Good morning from Lossiemouth, folks. It's been a bit of a rush trying to get the boat, and we're still not at full low tide, and we really don't have a lot of water to play with. 0.6 metres low water today, and high water just above the 4 metre mark. So now this is where I like to say, show me that horizon. Not really got a horizon to look at this morning. Songs we misunderstood, with or without any reason. A lot of gooseanders in there as well. So that's an old iron ship's boiler there. And in case any of you are wondering about the float there, it isn't off a net. It was a float that was put in as a marker to try and warn against people tearing the bottom out of their boat, hitting that. Obviously, this is full low tide. You get an extra 4 metres at high water, so that's obviously covered over. Okay, guys, we'll keep heading east. Someone's lost the fender. So that's almost 7 o'clock, guys. I'm making very slow progress in the fog. Still trying to check for any gill nets, so just thought I'd do a quick record here. Just approaching the Boar's Head rock, juts right out, I don't know, probably 300-400 yards to only sort of 10 feet, and then you're fine to cut another side. This was high water. I could sneak into the inside edge of this, but it's a good bit away from high water yet. So as you can see, my Portuguese water dog isn't all that impressed with her bed today for some reason. She doesn't mind getting wet when she's in swimming. She doesn't overly like the rain, like all dogs, but I mean, I have a bed for her here which is sort of starting to get a little bit damp now, the cover, but for some reason she just sits at my feet. So Some random carton hates seeing stuff like this floating around. Bits of plastic in our oceans, no good. That's her. She's not gonna fall out of there. Be careful you don't fall out of there either, kelp. Did I go for a swim? A new coin? No. Yeah, no swimming. Good girl. Just over here, guys, is the old rifle range. It is still used by the MOD on occasions, and also by a private club, I think, once a month. And I have fired a few things on it myself. No flags up today though, so nobody should be shooting bullets over the top of our heads. Safe enough. So, most of you'll know me. For those that don't, my name's Richard White. I am the head water bailiff for the Spey Fishery Board here in the north of Scotland, northeast coast of Scotland. I'm currently on the Moray Firth conducting a fisheries enforcement patrol, kind of giving you a little tour of the Moray Firth. I'm out here a lot in my own boats, usually diving now, but a lot of sailing in the past. So we've come from Lossiemouth and we're heading east along the coast here in the Moray Firth, and probably a bit further east than the Moray Firth itself, probably through sort of Banff, Macduff area. So we've just come right through the sort of Boar's Head beach. We're here at the village of Kingston. I've probably picked the worst morning to give some sort of tour of the Moray Firth, because as you can see, the visibility this morning isn't just fantastic. This little shingle scarp here, we are about 20 minutes after low water, with the tide starting to push now. Hopefully that'll change the further east we go with the tide changing. So that's Speybailiff, that's the village of Tagnet, and that's the mouth of the River Spey just over there, and we'll be passing it. And just almost look like a net there off in the distance. I can see it's not, it's clearly a line of birds. It's definitely seabirds lying there. There could be some weed and things. It's low tide and there is a pipe there as well, but see there's a lot of seabirds on it. Hello fella. So that's Porpoises in here, just coming on to the Craig and Roan Island. Good Strathleen golf course just sort of behind that in the background, and this Craig and Roan Island in the foreground. I would imagine we'll see a few seals here as well. And the next village after this is Finechty, which you can't really see through the mist, but we'll be there pretty shortly. Alright guys. I did see one or two commons in the water there, but it's predominantly grey seals, mostly greys. I'm not really hearing them. Not hearing them howling the same now. The commons are quite quiet unless you approach them with pups. They can be a bit yippy and bark, but the grey seals have that sort of haunting, sort of weird howl that they do. Little wee Arctic tern there. The wake off the boats almost put him off balance there, just sitting on a Creel boy float. I like the little terns, they're cute. That's us just leaving Portnokie Harbour. I like to stop in by, I pick different harbours every time, but I like to stop in at least 2 or 3 along our coastline and just show a presence. I knew they were doing some work in here, but there's obviously a lot going on today. They've got a couple of divers getting suited up, and they're investing in doing a bit of work in the harbour structure, especially in this outside wall here. So that's Portnokie, guys. We'll get round the Scar Nose of Bowfiddle Rock and we'll be into Cullen Bay. There's the radio singing out. So that's the Scar Nose from here, the Bowfiddle Rocks. 19 nautical miles into the journey in Cullen Bay here. Beautiful, beautiful beach here. So this is Sunnyside Beach here. That mist has lifted a tiny bit, maybe slightly more visibility. Still not just fantastic, but this is a sticky bit, a little triangular shaped reef in off here. You'll barely be able to make it out, but that's Finlater Castle just up on there. You see it maybe over there. We've got a few campers on the beach here as well. So we've got Crathy Point as the next headland, and then we're round into Sand End Bay, or Sanine Bay, as us locals call it. Goodness, island, that bit of plastic's been floating around in the ocean fort. We'll throw it with the plastic milk carton I got earlier. Try and pick up as much as I can. Same when I'm metal detecting. Anytime on the beach, take 3 for the sea. We're still just slightly east of the Cullen Burn and Cullen Bay and just heading towards Finlater Castle. I just wanted to get that ball. So that's the sort of gable end wall of what's left of the remains of Finlater Castle. It would have been some feet back in its day for sure. Just wanted to try and get a better image of that, or a better recording of that. Alright guys, cool. Actually go in, but I forgot to turn on the GoPro when I went into the harbour, so jumping back and check the outdoor swimming pool area. We're coming up, we're getting close to Red Height Point, and then round towards the Boynty Burn from Porpoises here, towards White Hills direction. A lot of creels in here. I think it's strings, it's obviously chains 25 or 50 or however many they're working. Before we're around the next headland. So that's us here. We're just off the mouth of the Boynty Burn. I'm planning going as far as White Hills, which is the next village east, and I've got a like to go further, but I've got other duties today and on the river again this evening, so can't be able to do it at once. See, there's a seal there, quite close in. There's also a quarry. Wait a minute till it times. also a quarry in here at the back of this. This area here was the original Porpoises castle. There's another Porpoises castle which is up near the village, which is obviously a ruin now as well, but before that one was built, the original site was here on the headland. You can still see some remnants of it there if you take a trip down here. It's a bit of a long walk to get in here on foot, so you'll probably barely be able to see it. But that's the mouth of the Boyndy Burn. It runs in here and then around the back. And there is quite a lot of sea trout south. This is Boyndy. We'll carry on hugging the coast there and work our way out to White Hills, and then obviously I think I'm going to turn right. Yeah, I recorded last at Boyndy, into White Hills, into the harbour there, tied off, had a cup of coffee. That was my last hot cup for this morning. So it's now almost 10 o'clock, time's pushing on, so we're back up Porpoises and I'm heading back west towards Lossiemouth again, where I launched from. So unless I see dolphins or something else that's really interesting, something else of interest. Yeah, one of that funny sort of mornings. The visibility still hasn't really improved, but it's not been a huge issue for me trying to spot what we're looking for. I think that's actually dolphins there. So yeah, that is. There's dolphins just off our port side here. I'm going to say turn the boat. Unusual to see. I think that was porpoises. Don't think that was the bottlenose dolphins. Quite often see the porpoises within the inner Moray Firth and over towards Inverness, but not as often this far east. I have seen them here before, but it's a bit more unusual. Fairly certain that's what they were. Quite a lot of gannets around here today as well. See a lot more further east towards Fisheries, but again, within the Moray Firth, it's a bit more rare to see them in any real numbers. But I've seen quite a lot today, so I'm facing the wrong way. I need to turn around and head back west again. So. Hope you're enjoying it, guys. I was sure that was porpoises, and that's them again. I thought I'd missed them, but I've actually turned around. I'm heading back west, and they're just in front of us again. More gannets. You can see the visibility is slightly improved. But not by much. Fairly brightened up, that fog's burned off. Not as I'm looking out to sea, but certainly inland here and even on the beach it's way improved. So been quite an eventful day. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Appreciate it. All the best from Speybailiff here in the northeast of Scotland, and we'll We'll see you next time.